So let me first say congratulations to 3 great artists in Ghana who released albums over the weekend. We're fortunate to have 2 of them live in the studio, and one we spoke to via Zoom. That was Kwabena in a review with Miss Chi earlier on Unpacking last week. Sarkodie was live in our studio, so I want to say a very big thank you to him for gracing the visit. And honoring our invitation to soak Jamz and talk more about it, and also to Wendy Shay, who gave us insights into the making of Enigma, the album. Well, I had a chance to soak Enigma this morning, and I must say, classic album by all standards. But let me just quickly run through to my team this morning, and we can start our conversation. But you out there can also be part of it. Make it happen very easy. Jump on our social media platforms on Plus 89.9 FM. Or Plus 899 FM, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can find us on there. Or 3 Music if you're watching us on our visual screens live this morning as well. One more time, happy birthday to 2 special people this morning. To Cyril's mom, it's her birthday. Happy birthday to you. And to our very own Coca. Coca, it's your birthday as well. I know you're doing the watching. Happy birthday, my brother. Enjoy the day to the fullest. And to all other November borns in Ghana, out of Ghana. And to my wife, I say happy belated birthday to you as well. Yeah, it's his birthday a couple of days ago.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, please. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Why are you blinking like that?
What did you do for wifey?
We want to hear all the juicy.
No, just go and see wifey
Yes,
when the time is right.
I missed all the conversation that Ricky just gave us. I didn't hear a word that he said, because Ricky, please kindly talk to me again. Don't mind them, okay? We're doing birthday shouts in there. So we will be having Sway. Is it the Sway?
No,
Sway King. Okay, Sway King. Yeah, we're having Sway King.
Kid.
Join us. Sway King.
Yes.
Kid.
Yes.
Oh, not King.
Like a baby
Kid.
goat.
Yep,
Kid,
art
yeah.
curator, blogger,
Oh, Sway
music,
Kid.
Sway Kid,
Oh yeah.
music aficionado.
Yeah. Solid
Yeah,
guy.
solid guy. Yeah,
day
solid
one.
guy. He's got much
Yeah.
insights into this discussion.
Yeah, solid guy.
He'll be our guest as well as our very own beat menace, Kofi. Kofi's now become a household name, you know.
Yeah.
with
In-house
us.
professor.
Yeah, in-house professor. Join us all via Zoom shortly to have this conversation. And so apologies, please. Sway Kid, not King. I made a mistake on that one. But guys, let's have this conversation in-house first. Have we had a chance to soak all 3 artists and their albums?
Yeah.
Yep.
I've soaked everything except for the KBKB album.
I'm also yet to.
honestly.
You're missing.
You should.
Yeah.
KBK.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I have a mindset like it's a mood
But wait,
album. I want to
KBKB
sit down
released
and-
He released singles off the album,
Oh,
so we
recently.
have some of them. Like Sweetie was out there, the Shatawali one,
The
which
one
is
with
Sweetie,
Shatawali.
Which one's the one
was out
Sweetie?
there.
That's Sweetie.
No,
Odo.
that's
Odo.
Odo.
Sweetie Odo.
But my favorite on the album is he and Adina. It's called, I used to call it Aure, but I realized it's called Areho.
Areho.
It's not Areho. It says the name
It's
of
the name of a Muslim.
When we were
Yeah.
speaking on Friday, he said so. But when I was previewing, like sampling the songs on it, and I got to that track, oh, you should. It's a beautiful high life track that is a duet. So it's a story from him and Adina responding to the story. Basically, like what he told us in the interview, that he wanted to marry a Muslim lady, and she said, if you want to marry me, maybe for the love my parents have for me,
Yeah.
if you come speak to them and you're ready to wear jalabia.
You got a tuba.
Yeah, they would actually accept you. And then I listened to the one with Yalto, Kofi Jama, which is more like a hip life feel for me. It was also another beautiful track. Those are my 2 favorites so far on the Famisa album.
Okay, so we'll be coming in this order. We'll start with Sarkodie, and then we'll do Wendy Shay's, and then we can land on Famisa from Kwabena. And I think we've all had a chance to soak Sarkodie's album in full. I mean, over the weekend, it was one of the most talked about things. Trending at #1 with some of the various songs also trending in the Ghana trends list.
Especially the one with Black Sherry.
Yes, with Black Sheriff, making massive waves in there. I think people were really looking forward to a collaboration between Sarkodie and Black Sheriff, and there it had coming. But let me ask this very controversial question: that if you listen to the song, did it meet your personal expectations on what the 2 of them could, collaborate on such a jam?
Yeah, I
For
think
me,
they did
yes.
I think they did it. I mean, Black Sherif has become, and I say this, Black Sherif has become the king of melodies, right? Mm-hmm. If you there, they go see me, oh. Then go for the countryside.
I mean, that's deep thinking, right?
Like
The
even
use
the
of
way the
countryside,
beat is, right? The beat has a
I
very...
wish so.
Yeah.
I wish so.
It's nice.
Let me get and the beat is difficult. Boom, boom, boom. dun, 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 dun. It's very difficult to find a melody that sticks to that, and it sticks in all our heads.
Yeah.
So melody there, I think Sheriff has arrested the melodies.
He's arrested the melodies.
top of it.
Yeah, he
Sark-
has it.
And Sark, I mean, Sark did what Sark does.
Yeah.
And it's a good song, but it's not my favorite song. It's a song I bash a lot. It's not my favorite song.
I know his
Which one is your
favorite
favorite
song.
Confam?
Kuga,
Kuga,
kuga, kuga, eh, kuga, kuga. But it was difficult to believe that was Lo J, you know. It sounded very feminine.
Yeah.
But Lo J from the Mona Lisa track, I've not paid attention to any of his songs after Mona Lisa. So when I was hearing him doing,
Lo J, that's the Mona
I
Lisa.
thought
Yeah,
Jay
Mona
has
Lisa,
that voice.
Yes,
If you
it
don't
sounded
know
very
him,
feminine.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
sounds
That
like
apart from
a
Mona
lady.
Lisa, I haven't paid attention to any of his tracks. So when I heard him on the Kuga song,
To our listeners, I beg your pardon, we cannot be able to stream these songs for those who are watching live on social media because of copyright issues. We don't have the rights to air those songs on online.
You should go on the streaming
So
platform.
please.
Go and stream it.
Go and stream it
Go and
and
stream
add
it.
on the numbers if you can as well. But yes, for me personally, one song that I will still die for, I think is the same song you and I share in it, is the Confam. I think
Yeah, Confam
Sarkodie's
is a
lyrical dexterity on that song.
That's the Sark we know, huh?
That's
Yeah,
the
the
Sark
Sark
we
we
know.
know. Exactly.
I
That's
think
the
that's the most fun Sark.
Yeah.
And that Sark came to life with Azonto.
Yes, I was
Yeah.
gonna say that.
If you listen to the tempo of the Confam,
It's Azonto Fiesta.
It's literally Azonto,
Azonto Fiesta.
but
Yeah,
the
true.
tempo
then,
matches the Azonto
D
genre.
Blacks,
You know when
D
he came
Blacks,
here, he did mention-
I like girls, you like girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You know,
like
he mentioned when he came
typical
here that
Sark.
if you listen to Confam and you don't like it, then he doesn't know, or he doesn't make you laugh, then he doesn't
okay.
know what you want.
I feel like
something
that's why. I feel like
that.
that's why he had to leave that song
It's
alone.
literally
Alone.
Oba
You know,
Ahimai, the
Yeah,
you know,
same
Jay
one.
didn't
Yeah.
believe that it was only Sarkodie, so he kept asking. He says, "I think somebody else did the chorus." I said, "That's Sark."
Somebody-
He said, somebody else did the chorus. I said, "That's Sark." You know.
That's,
Yeah,
that's
interesting.
typical Sark.
Yeah.
Let's look at, so what would we say? I mean, it clearly we are clearly shared here that we all have individual favorites,
Yeah.
but let's look at what the masses are talking about most on Sarkodie's album. Which one would be the top picks, in there for us?
Definitely countryside.
Countryside.
Countryside,
And Confam.
Yeah.
countryside. Definitely countryside and Confam. But I think people also love the 1 million CD with
Ink Boy.
because I think many people may not know Ink Boy, and I think Sark himself said it that he was in the studio and he heard the gentleman making some melodies. It's like I need this on the song, and I want to big up Sark for identifying the right people for the features because he said that. He said earlier before he released the project, because I saw a lot of people saying that Sark is still rapping one way and he,
Yeah.
he has to focus on social issues. Bro, the man said he wanted to put a
Have a
project for
Jamz.
Jamz. And I think he achieved it. From track 1 to track 10, you are not going to skip any record. Matter of fact, if you start playing the project from track 1 to 10 and you put it on shuffle, you won't even know where...
won't even care.
You won't even care. It's like a DJ behind the deck taking you through a journey of beautiful songs and jamming songs. When we were coming from Kumasi, Fake and I were playing the song and we didn't even know when the thing ended because the thing was on repeat. The album has serious replay value. Like,
I like that. It has
yes, serious replay value. Like,
That's a
yes.
testament
serious-
to what he said, right?
Yeah.
That you should
He said it's
take
a
it on
long
the ride.
drive.
Yeah, and it was fantastic because, like, imagine
Sorry, where do you guys go to
we
again?
went to Kumasi
To do what?
Official duty.
Okay. All right.
So, like,
As if we didn't hear that bit.
Sark
We heard it far.
has given boys and girls, or shall I say, gentlemen and ladies who like to go on a long trip, on a long drive to nowhere, a playlist to jam to, but for full prices and stuff like that. You could just
let
sit
me
in your
let
car.
me let me ask you this question about the choice of subjects
Right.
that Sarkodie chose to address with
Yeah.
his album,
Yeah.
which was basically Jamz.
Yeah.
Considering an artist who has so much influence and definitely you want streams, conversations,
Yeah.
you want
Yeah.
talkability and
Yeah.
all, would it have been? You see, I'm saying at you because this question I want you to answer it for me. Would it have
I
been?
can see where you're going
Would it
to.
have been of a bigger impact if he had addressed this album to speak to some of the very sensitive and very thought-provoking economic situations that everybody is expecting.
I'll use his words. He was
And
seated right here, and he said it is like stifling his creativity. He says when you keep pushing him to sing about things like that, it's more like you telling him what to think and sing about. Maybe that's why he's not doing so. I've seen so many conversations about why he even did 1 million CDs in this economy. Why the song title is 1 million CDs. So I'm just holding brief for him that maybe at this point he's not the only artist that is vocal. What about the rest of the people? Sometimes you don't want to be victimized as well. I'm sure Sark has learned his lessons that even the Nana Twaso thing. Look at the conversations he's generated
so
for him.
that's what I'm asking. If you were his manager on a team and a business advisor, maybe I should
nobody's a bigger critique of social impact in creative arts than me. I'm literally my hands are up. I'm literally the guy who will bash you because when you're the things where they go on for town, why you go talk something. But Sark exonerated himself the moment he said he doesn't even see this as an album. It's called a playlist. He said he had a mood that he wanted to bring to people for them to be able to enjoy him for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tracks without thinking about anything else and just focusing on the fun and the talent. So this is an album, but it's structured in such a way that it's a playlist meant to keep you in the... See, when you do a playlist, and it's love songs, it's all the same kind of love songs. Exactly. If it's dancehall, it's all the same kind of dancehall. So he's bringing us his party vibe, his laid-back vibe, in the best 10 songs that he and his team feel to offer. This is not the album where he's going to talk about
social issues, because even from the title it says Jamz.
It says Jamz.
So you should.
But I think you misunderstood the question I asked you.
No, but there are social issues there.
The question I asked you is not about. I
Confam is about names. That is not the social issue you are looking for.
If you want us to go down the wire, right? Confam actually tackles social issues. Now, if you take a girl out,
and that's all you're bothered about.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, there's social issues.
We are talking about economic issues.
Fans are looking for social issues. They say social issues. The social.
I think what they want is more political.
Okay, hold on. No. Hold on. No,
issues.
that's not the conversation I threw in. And I want you to, because if you don't understand what I'm saying, you might misunderstand it and give wrong answers and wrong vibes. And I don't want people to think that we are critiquing his album. I'm just saying that I just asked that. If you were, let's say, a business manager to Sark and you're looking for talkability for an artist of high influence, you're looking for, you mentioned replay, which was a very good point. You want an album that would cut right through the heart of the consumer, and generate certain conversation streams, and the business where Cyril comes in, where he wants the numbers, and all that. Would a subject matter of the current state of that people can relate to, or relate with? Please, I've just been prompted on something, so we'll just take a quick break. When we come back, we'll just continue our conversations with reviewing the album, the great album released by Sarkodie. Then we can go into the other albums as well. Right, sure. Quick break. We'll be right back.
Discover a world of innovation, a world of luxury, and a world many of us dream about owning. Discover the world of Bang & Olufsen, a particularly true brand in the ever-evolving realm of high-end electronics you might love to own. Locate us at our showroom right here in Accra, Ghana, Atlantic Tower, Liberation Road 1. Bang & Olufsen, like no one else.
All right, we are back on live now, and the man Sway Kid joins us live in the studio this morning. Let me allow him to say a good morning and welcome himself as well.
Good morning, colleagues, and good morning to listeners.
We're trying to find a title for him, and he says plenty things. He's a man of plenty things, except Galamsey.
He's a big man.
He's a big man in the music space.
He's quiet, but he's very big.
Yes, when you talk the numbers in music, he's one person that would be right for you to speak to. Right. But before we even come to you to talk more about the numbers on so far the releases over the weekend, just to wrap up on our conversation with regards to positioning of the album, the theme of Sarkodie's album and its relevance to today, expectations from consumers, us listeners, and what other subjects would have been, for want of a better expression, better off than Jamz, if there was supposed to be. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So let me just take...
What I was saying earlier was we need to pay attention to the artist's expression through his art. And I'm happy that he had a conversation with us even before the album came out for us to understand why the team together decided to do the album.
Exactly.
One thing that he said that many might have missed was the fact that he knows he's not the hottest artist right now. Sark knows he's not the hottest artist right now, even though he
said it's just logical to accept that.
Exactly, it's just logical, right? So what do you do when you're not the hottest artist now? You put out a project that will get people talking. Put out a project that will make people remember that you are still in charge of things. And that is what Jamz is doing.
Exactly.
If he dropped any other project, perhaps a project that many have requested for to tackle economic issues, social issues, we probably wouldn't have replay value like we're talking about today. We probably wouldn't have it on radio doing the circulation, like 3 songs out of the album is having circulation on radio now. We have Confam doing circulation. We have Shebad. I even forgot Shebad with Oxley. Solid record.
That song is deadly.
I even forgot Crash.
I'm telling
solid
you,
record.
it's left us all
talking about Forever with Cranium.
Like all the songs are getting
love that
airplay.
one.
All the songs are getting airplay. If Sarkodie did an economic song or a political song, it probably wouldn't even have morning airplay, lunch airplay, or evening airplay. They only play during the weekends when you're going to have some political review conversations. And as artists as big as Sark, you hear how much he's spending on these projects. He needs to recoup the money. He's not backed by any label. He's not backed by any financier. He has to do projects that will bring back money, even though he's not hot. A Black Sharif can drop a political song, and just maybe it may go viral. A Sark could drop a political song at this moment, it won't catch fire as much as Jamz is catching fire today. So if you ask me, I think it was strategic. I think it was on point. I think the team knew and understood what season they are entering into. And mind you, December is around the corner. You need people to jump to your songs in the clubs. You need people to jump to your songs in these parties. You need people to jump to your songs, not even just in Ghana, but across the continent. Now, if you realize this particular project is heavily influenced by Amapiano.
Yes, like you
now,
said. Now,
Sarkodie had an interview with an essay podcast crew. I've forgotten the name. I was watching it last week, where he actually said that he's in South Africa to understand the Amapiano sound. So when you listen to Confam, it is supposed to be an Azonto Fiesta, I like girls, she like girls, but it is heavily, and I want to give shout outs to Guilty Beats because that production is crazy. So much so that after Sarkodie was done and he had enjoyed himself on Confam, Guilty allowed the beat to breathe, to play.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I feel like people should cool down with Sark. If you want to listen to Sark addressing issues, go and listen to his Alpha EP.
No, he said that he's going to actually do another album.
It's a side B.
Not side B. He said he's for the typical Sarkodie people.
You do another
he's going to do something else for them. That this is not for the typical Sarkodie people. It's just he having fun. And again, I tend to agree with a lot of things that he said. That what would change if he had done anything about the economy? We'll talk about it. Bash him small. People take sides, and then again, that's it. Remember he said something. He says there are 2 people in the system. There are ones who are watching him with a political eye, and then there's another person who is loving him. So the people will now come and say, he said this and he said that. Then it's for one faction. We have just almost like just 2 people. So one faction will come and enjoy it. Then what happens? I think over the period, that's why I say I think that Sarkodie is learning something. Over the period, what has happened to the faction that doesn't benefit from some of the ultras he makes? Is he losing fans? Has he got feedback that says so? Is he thinking through that as well? Maybe we should be thinking that maybe something happened after, maybe the Glory song. Is that a Happy Day song?
Day, yeah.
Maybe something happened that we didn't know and he has become aware of, and now he's trying to redeem an image for himself with this jam. So let's go to party. Everybody would love to party, whether you belong to party A or party B. You still want to go for jams. You want to enjoy the jams. So maybe it's strategic for him not to have included anything, not to come and annoy people who are already angered, by something that he did in previous year. I'm just assuming.
Cyril, let's say
I
take on
think
this.
that we keep forgetting a critical fact. Sarkodie is not just a Ghanaian artist. A large part of Sarkodie's followership and fan base is outside Ghana.
Right.
And if he focuses an album on a situation that is pertaining just to Ghana, that automatically makes the content alien to anybody who is not experiencing this.
Facts.
Who is going to listen to it. So if I'm in New York, if I'm in London, if I'm in Belize, France, Paris, South Africa, wherever, and I listen to this, and it's Ghana dollar, Kufuado, and the local people are like, yay, he's talking about our suffering. the person who is outside is not going to connect with it. And we're in a digital day and age where people who have access to buy this music and stream it are not just here suffering these problems. So he needs to make something that appeals to everybody who is a Sarkodie fan without being limited by the content that he's going for. I'm sure Sark has a lot of creative ways to narrate our situation today. But that narration will end and stay within the borders of Ghana, even digitally. And this whole album is about streams. I don't know if they are doing any physical copies.
Yeah.
It's all about streams.
Yeah, streams.
So you need to focus on, when we read our trivia and we say 175 million views, maybe just a tenth is from Ghana.
Right.
Right? And is that tenth ready to be sacrificed for? To lose the 9/10 that he can get everywhere and play shows everywhere. He's got Amapiano tracks on there. That's South Africa gone. Everywhere we have festivals that are celebrating Amapiano, he
He's
fits in
plugged
that
in there.
playlist,
Sharp.
right? He still has the Afro beats, Afro soul vibe with the Cougar. He fits on any playlist with the Rima, with the
Sheba,
Thames,
Oxlade.
with the Oxlade, everywhere. He has Cranium, he has Black Hole. Everywhere Black Hole can go now. Do you get
performing
it?
that
So,
song.
as much as the content is not as we expected, look at the strategy of it. He has plugged into various styles and movements that are all on the progression. And he can go anywhere with any of them. So for me, we are expecting an album that the artist is not ready to make at this time. And we just have to come to terms with that and enjoy this.
So now that I have nicely given you all the chance to position yourselves on accepting that the content of because I had to do it the other opposite way. I don't know if you get it. Reverse psychology. I had to get all of you to like what Sarkodie has done. Now that you all like what he has done, clearly we have it evidence on tape. We can play it back to. Let us see. That's why I threw that question to
Sweet.
to Sway.
Yeah.
On let's look at what it's looking like after release.
Yeah. After release, the response has been great. I mean,
Where great is.
it's been okay for the numbers on Boomplay, for instance. The numbers that he's done in 2 days, I mean, is to be expected.
Ridiculous.
Looking at who he is, his stature within the music.
What are we looking at?
So for now, as of today, he's done 1.3 million. You know.
So I think I may need you to speak up a little bit. If Cyril can jack it up. Cyril, my words choosing carefully. Jack it up. Jack it up. Cyril is going to jack it up.
morning TV.
Cyril, when it comes to jacking things up,
You're done.
he's a legend. He's a legend. I like that. I like that. Pull up.
Pull up. Don't jack it up anymore. Pull up.
Okay. Yes.
So I mean, looking at Sarkodie's numbers on Boomplay, for instance, and the overall response is to be expected. On our platform, he's amassed 1.3 million.
1.3 million
In 3 days.
Organic,
Yeah.
3
days.
streams.
Yes,
Wow.
as of today. And if we look at the breakdown, I mean, the first day he did 500,000, and the second day he did 500,000. You know, and in Ghana is the country that gave him the.
Cyril,
the
please
biggest-
check the numbers for me. Calculate it. Yeah, brother, I know that, right? The earnings.
Ghana, he got majority of the streams you know,
Right.
in Ghana in
Ghana,
the first day and the second day as well, which is very obvious.
Right,
Looking at
right.
his fan base, and I mean, one thing that I need to indicate is the fan base were very expectant, and you know, don't also forget that Sarkodie, I think over the weekend, you know, became a member of the 100 million club.
Golden Club.
Yeah, Golden Club.
100 million
Streams.
Yeah, overall
Okay.
streams on
Streams.
Boomplay.
Good.
So the fan base have been monitoring the numbers and they've been seeing. So for them, Jamz was the album for him to cross over from where he was previously to enter the 100 million in Golden Club. So they were very expectant, and I'm really impressed by how hard they go for Sarkodie.
But can you give us a little? Who else has also hit the
Black Sherif.
Black
We
Sherif.
only
He's done
have to
200 now.
Black Sherif did it first, and Sarkodie is the second artist. Too.
And Blacko has 200 streams as of today. He has 200 streams on
200 million or
Yes, 200 million streams.
million.
First Ghanaian artist to ever do that.
So,
wow,
So it's crazy. The support is
organic.
crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, these numbers are very.
And you know the beautiful thing about Boomplay is, like the last time we discussed, it's freemium. So they have free, they have paid, right?
Yeah.
So these streams are not like, oh, they're just coming from paid subscribers. These are also coming from free subscribers
subscribers.
who are actually actively streaming your songs, because these are like the total streams, right? These are actually, if you have 200 million people streaming or listening to your music, bro, that's crazy.
Let me understand. Is it 200 million replays or 200 million people, individual IPs picking up the listeners?
Well, streaming, yes, basically individual streams, right? But for one person can stream over a period of time.
Okay.
You know, so all those things factor into it.
So in Ghana, it's just Black Sheriff and Sarkodie who have hit this
Milestone.
this milestone. And this is specific to Jamz album and to Blacko's
No, this is
it's
overall their
total.
total catalog on the platform.
on the platform.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And for Black
So comparatively, right?
So how many songs? Yes, how many songs that Sark have on the platform?
Is his whole discography on the platform?
So we can't tease out.
Except two albums.
except to
So we can't tease out Jamz and find out how well it has done.
No, that is what he
Well,
said.
that's what I'm saying.
He said
That
1.3.
Jamz is 1.3 as
Okay.
of now. So if you take it out, as at no, that was as at Thursday. He was at 99
Million.
Yes.
For the whole catalog.
For whole
Yeah,
catalog,
for the whole
right?
catalog.
And the album was released
And the
on
catalog is
Friday.
minus 2 albums.
Yeah. but
Which
it's-
ones? Do you know?
I think it's
Marianne.
no, we have
No,
Mary
I'm sure Mache.
Psychology
And Rapaholic?
and Mache, I think.
Mache.
the first
Because
album.
Mache is quite, I don't know, for some reason.
So
you
we spoke with him on Thursday.
When he
So
came.
we're trying to get
Yeah,
Those two are-
Mache is a very solid album. I don't know why
platform.
it's very hard
It's
to get.
okay. Sorry.
We're on SAC, but that speaks about the impact of Blacko.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Because SAC has years.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of catalog.
Yeah.
A lot of catalog.
Black Sheriff has just
Sheriff
one
is just
album.
for 2 years in the game.
Yeah.
A couple
Just
of
2 years in the
singles.
game. And he
Look,
has-
Sheriff is
know.
probably just a year in the game. If you talk
Perhaps.
about hard-hitting
Yeah.
impact,
Yeah.
Exactly.
he's
A year
been
in the game.
on top of relevance for a year consistently.
Crazy.
2 years from the breakout and blah
Yeah.
blah blah. But
Could it also be the fact that SAG didn't begin in the era of streams, so
Yeah,
people
that's
are now
another thing.
warming into
That's
it.
another
Sheriff,
thing.
began
yeah,
in the era.
brilliant. That's a
of
brilliant.
streams.
And
That's-
Sheriff's target audience or his core fans
They are
the
more
ones
the
who
streamers.
stream.
who are the
Yeah.
streamers.
So
heavy
yeah.
Because I
streamers.
noticed that with again, because we're looking at 3 albums, I noticed the disparity between Sarkodie's Enigma EP and then Famisa. I think the one who is suffering most is Famisa, because as we speak now, it's just 28.7K on Boomplay.
Yeah.
And he's the one suffering most. And I've been making an argument that I don't think his target audience do the streaming.
No.
No, they don't believe in the
No,
streaming.
They are pen drive people.
Kind of,
Or they don't
exactly.
understand
Or they are
the
waiting
streaming
for
culture.
you,
Live
the
show
DJ.
people.
Yeah, live
to
show.
No, I
play.
remember SAC used to sell CDs, the albums at his concert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the lobby, there
have,
was a nice stand, and
he
you
used to
go,
have
you can buy
activations
the.
at West Hills,
Yeah,
Akramo. You
yeah,
sign, take a
you
CD,
know.
sign, take a
So
CD. And
times change, Charlie.
Okay, wait. So this, I'm happy you raised this point, Miss G, because I want to use that to talk about the character of the consumer, and I think you just hit the nail right on the head. That maybe the fan base of Kwame Kwabena is not that they're not the people you find them on these DSPs, these platforms easily. But are we listening to the music, or we are excited about the release?
Or the artist.
Or the artist, because that is also another thing that comes to play. I mean, per your research and how you guys operate.
Well, I think people, those who like an artist will definitely come on and stream. Those who like music will explore and listen. But what we've noticed is that most times is the fan bases that the artist has been able to cultivate over time and have been able to convert. Somebody like Kobna is not your typical artist who goes out to, I don't know whether he has even a solid fan base who he has been able to convert or told them about you coming to Boomplay or any of the streaming sites to check out my music. And also the audience that he has cultivated over time, they are the grown-ups.
Yeah.
They are not into the streaming.
pen drive, yeah. Pen
So
drive.
now it behoves on the artist to go down, amongst these Gen Zs and millennials and try to make himself, not to make himself
Appealing.
part of them, but to, energize them more, will entice them and let them know that, look, I'm making some great music here, if you're looking for authentic
So does
highlights.
this go to say if that Lumba released an album today would have low streams on
Oh,
on
yes.
some of these
Very low,
days.
very low.
Even Obrafo, if he releases
Look,
an album,
I
he
think-
have
But
no
it's
streams.
interesting. Lumba's
Lumba might just
if
give you
you
a
check
shock.
some of the most streamed artists,
Yeah.
you know, of the legends, I think he's number one.
Who, Lumba?
Lumba.
I don't
Lumba's
doubt that.
catalog
I don't doubt that
It's-
because of the
yeah.
it's
people.
really
Yeah.
gets a lot of engagement.
Right.
People really like Lumba.
I think it's because of the
probably
people
because it
overseas.
transcends
Generation of generation,
generations.
generation.
and people, even though it's not releasing, but Lumba makes news.
I mean,
people like Lumba.
So look at this, right? You are in a house, your mom is jamming to Lumba, right? And as a Gen Z, you love the
You,
sound
you
and
grew
everything.
up listening to it
So
yourself.
you are
so-
not going to even ask your mom to give you a pen drive. You have your phone with you. So you're just going to look for Lumba. And some of our legends, their catalogs are not properly uploaded.
Yeah.
In fact, some of them, their catalogs are uploaded by other
Other
users.
Third
people.
parties. You don't
You
know
get
who,
it. So
who
the thing
owns
is,
it.
yeah, it's like all
Scattered
scattered
all
all
over.
over the place. And I think if they are listening to us or any of the managers are listening to us, they need to find a way to really reconcile all these things and help themselves, because really,
That's if they even believe in things like that.
Yeah.
Remember the last time we were having the conversation now,
Real team.
I
Yeah.
said, look, these people don't really believe in things like that. They think it's too much work for them to
Yeah.
now
They
go and
believe
look
in
for
doing
somebody.
shows,
Do show,
concerts,
take your money, and
private
I'm
shows,
gone.
yeah.
I'm not going to look for J Foley, upload my music, and
wait-
I don't even
and
know
wait
how
for-
much I'm
for 3
you know,
months
to
to
get
get,
some small
you know.
money. They don't believe. I don't think they
So
do.
it's a
think-
But
mindset
let's talk
thing.
about the collaborations and its effect on Sarkodie's album and then the numbers as well.
The collaborations, I think Sarkodie played a smart one, you know, by tapping into the
Nigerian market.
fan base of Nigerians.
Thank you.
Especially the artists who are bubbling now. So Benson, you know, Joe Boy, Oxlade and Sarkodie, they've done it before,
Sharp.
so we already know. Ink Boy is somebody that I don't know. This is the first time I'm
Myself.
hearing of him. And
Myself.
he performed incredibly well. Apparently, he's known like
Yeah,
within
in
the
the
space.
space.
So it's a good look for him. But also, Sarkodie is tapping into the fan bases that, you know, like Benson, Joe Boy, and the rest of them, which is good for him, you know. So the numbers, interestingly, in Nigeria, the songs that are being streamed the most are Shibad,
Sharp. Oxalate in the
Better
building.
Days, Countryside, and Labadi.
Sharp.
Wow.
In Nigeria,
They are not streaming.
we're just
Kuga.
coming to ask
No,
you
they
about
are
the
not.
geographic, you know, consumption of some of
No,
this.
no.
Can you enlighten us a bit more on that with the geographic, you know, streams
Yeah.
where he's getting the highest?
So the highest, Ghana, obviously.
Okay.
He's getting the highest.
In
Followed
Accra?
by-
Oh
No,
we
don't
can
have-
drill down
Yeah,
to
we're
like
looking
that.
at
Okay.
yes. We are
general.
not doing a breakdown. So in general, it's Ghana, which is 1.06 million. That's
Which
it.
comes back to a certain conversation we'll be having again about choice of concept for the music.
Okay.
Where I
The
got
J10 professor on our show. The lecture be taken.
so Ghana is talking about the song most.
Yes.
Okay.
And followed by Nigeria. Nigeria, as I yesterday, was 60.3K.
60.
Yes, 0.3K. And interestingly,
Is that encouraging?
well,
Nigeria is
over
very
time,
big, oh.
Nigeria is big.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You
saying.
know,
60.
yeah,
60. Is
It's-
that encouraging?
No, you see, we are looking just at the consumption. But what kind of promotion? The extent of
gone-
promotion that was done on the song for a population like Ghana is enough. But is that extent of promotion enough for a population like
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
You understand?
And I'm sure at this point, the promotion is being channeled through the features. So, for instance,
Exactly.
an Oxlade will post that, oh, he and Sarkodie's song. And if I was a follower or a Nigerian who loves Oxlade's music, I'll go and check what he's done with Sarkodie on this. Benson will post that he has a feature with Sarkodie. And then maybe that. So, I'm thinking
See,
because he himself has not gone to do any tour I've seen in that market,
To
I think
add-
that is just leveraging on the features and how they are also promoting it, you know, to also show, because they're also excited about it.
Yeah.
You heard him say that, no, that's the landlord of Accra or the landlord of Ghana or the highest as we know him. And to have, you know, an Oxlade come back. You know, there's non-living thing or living thing. What,
I was
you know,
going to
but
say that.
have him
Sorry,
come
I
back.
want to, yeah. You see,
Before we come back to Sweet
Yeah.
to finish up with the analysis.
first point, all right, of my analysis, it's been 3 days. We are in day 4.
Yeah.
So let's relax.
Let's
Cry.
Yeah, 'cause
That's
to
my
pick
first
up.
analysis. Secondly, promotion of music is not a one-button solution.
Yeah, but
I mentioned
I would agree with the 3 days. President said if he comes every day, they like the second day, so boys won't
Boys
judge.
watching the guy. No problem.
But even
My second.
no, I also disagree because Loaded, we played it within 72 hours after the
yes.
release,
Listen,
and look at
yes,
what
you see,
okay, you finish.
I was talking about something earlier on when we were in the other studio, that I've noticed the conscious effort to activate Confam. Right? We have the two biggest dance crews. We have Ziggy and his guys doing a whole formation for Confam. We have
TikTok influencers.
Lloyd. We have other people doing it. And that is where it might dovetail to activate for promo as Niger, UK, everywhere else. Because guess what? People might not be looking out for a Sark album in Nigeria. But when a dance trend hits Nigeria and the song is what is it, that is what is going to impact the promo. So we cannot put the promo in one box that it has been released. They didn't hail it Hosanna. Obviously, if you pay attention to what's going on, the song is being promoted in different tiers. Right? So we need to think about the strategy that they are using and question the strategy, not the outcome of 3 days of release.
I personally,
And also,
let me come back to
I want to ask you a question before you come in. I think that we've dwelled on Sarkodie for quite a while. I'm worried about Wendy Shay and why the numbers are looking the way it is.
Please wait. Don't mention that yet. I wanted him to finish with the number because he was mentioning he got to Nigeria. I said 60K.
So Zambia is the third country that's so which is very interesting.
Zambia.
And I don't know what's happening in Zambia.
But man wants to play shows and get involved in the culture.
It's the third most listened, the country that's listened to the album, followed by US and the UK.
Oh, so not South Africa.
I didn't catch
Not
that.
Kenya.
I didn't catch that.
US and UK.
The US and the UK follows after Zambia.
Yes. After
Not
Zambia.
Kenya, not South Africa, where he's seen doing a lot of
I am not.
piano.
Am I the only person who says that I'm not impressed with this consumption?
you see, Jay,
Cyril will still come back and
I'm
say
just picking your
this is
analysis
what I
on
was
it.
gonna say.
I'm so sorry.
No, I get it.
I just want him to answer this one and then please, just
All
please. Just per your analysis, per your experience, are you okay after the number of days?
Well, I'm okay. For Nigeria, I might expect
more
from Nigeria, but again, time frame, we cannot discount that. And there are a lot of factors that go into creating the buzz in other countries.
So could you do something for us? Can you check Blacko's album Reach, where it's being played right now, as it is now?
No, but
I want to check something to prove something, because I feel like we need to understand that Sark is doing this on his own. When we hear songs being activated in other countries, the business of the music is not a one-man business. Labels are doing this business on behalf of the artists. Sarkodie has told you time and time again why he believes that he wants to do it on his, because he wants to own everything. You get me? I see that the album is under Ziggy Media's licenses. The same guys behind No Pressure. If indeed they are going to be doing the same thing they did for No Pressure, I would expect them to do better.
Like I cut you are going the wrong direction. 10, trafficator. Now, the main issue, Foley, go away. I just want to say that when you get your old sneakers where you like, where somebody give you new sneakers in the park, right? Your excitement is automatically aroused.
Right.
So the comparison of Black Hole streams to Sarkodie streams is not going to be.
No.
It's going to be apples. Slow, relax with me.
No. I know. I
make
just
a start my engine.
We are not finished.
Feel the cost.
Wait. I will agree with him to finish first.
I want to finish.
Let him finish.
Yeah,
no problem. Since you were in the lane first, you pack. And go pack.
I go grabbing sway with the finger, three fingers.
Oh, in case he doesn't remember, I just want you to know that.
No. I won't finish my point. I understand the fact that.
Finish.
I understand the fact that Blacko is hot. Blacko is new and everything. I get it. But Blacko has backing. He has serious backing. Let's be honest. You can be good and not have a backing, and you not penetrate on the markets. It's as simple as it.
And Empire is known for being great at digital
Exactly,
marketing.
plugging music and stuff. We've said off air that if Sarkodie had the backing of a Def Jam on Empire. Oh, now, listen, but we say, man, two, what is it? Blacko is hot. We get it.
I am waiting.
Blacko is hot. We get it. Blacko is good. He's great, but he has serious backing. I would love to see the kind of backing Blacko has on Sarkodie, regardless of whether he's old or new. He knows that he's not hot. But I'm saying at the end of the day, if you want to see Sarkodie enter certain markets, he can't do it on his own.
Agreed.
That's what I'm saying. He can't do it on his any other artist that comes out today.
I'm in the front seat with you. Agreed.
We have 10 more minutes on
You go ahead, since you
Sarkodie.
don't
We
have
have
time.
10 more minutes on
Yeah.
Sarkodie.
So I just wanted to say that for Sark and his choice to go independent, yes, there is a disadvantage to it to an extent, with the respect to the resource and access to the systems that other artists like Blacko, etc., have access to with Empire and all that, right? But that doesn't go to say that it's impossible.
No, I'm
to
not
hit
saying
this
it's
number.
impossible.
What it just says is that it is not going to happen in the same time frame, because when you activate a brand like Blacko simultaneously, where you have DJ Khaled, you have billboards on Times Square, you have Charlie.
But
it's
you
not the
see-
same as
But you
dropping
see
a.
that even
You get what I'm saying?
Even activation.
But
there is-
again,
I'm sorry.
Sarkodie has the name, has the influence. You know, yes, resources matter, but I think in certain markets, he might not need a lot
to push it there.
to push it.
Yeah.
Like
for
Ghana.
it to. And
But Sarkodie doesn't have the
Ghana
new
there.
shoe. Listen, Sarkodie doesn't have the new shoe feeling. Sarkodie is a favorite we love, we admire, and we celebrate, right?
Yeah.
But Blacko came with that, who be this?
Yeah.
And that curiosity, you can't put currency to it. So a lot of Blacko's first uppercuts, Blacko came out swinging, you know.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom. That excitement, you know. If Blacko sustains that excitement for 5 years, then we can give him the legend status to take.
Yeah.
Because longevity is a problem
Yeah.
in African music, right? And when Sark came out in his first 1 year, 2 years, he also came out swinging, even minus Empire and everything, and he was still just him. He came out swinging, if not identically, or even harder than Blacko did. But here you are comparing a season, or we are discussing a seasoned artist who is on this album 8 or 9,
His eighth album.
8th album, to the artist who came out with a new style of doing things and released his debut. It's apples and oranges.
I agree with you,
you get what I'm
Cyril,
saying?
on the fact that, there was a moment in December a year ago or two when Kofi Jamal and Yao Talk dropped that.
Ekoso.
Ekoso, and we all went nuts.
And I'm very sure their numbers at that time would have been crazy.
Yeah.
And after a period,
Exactly.
yes, the numbers have dropped because we've finished squeezing the juice out of
Exactly.
out of
The
it.
new shoe feeling, they help.
Do you know Sarkodie's biggest song outside Ghana?
Hallelujah. The one with
Adonai.
Castro, Adonai. Yeah, that's Hallelujah.
Yeah, like you mentioned.
I spoke to DJ Breezy some time ago, and he said something that if that song was plugged, right, or if that song had a backing that some of these artists do have, that song would probably be bigger than Essence. And I was just thinking about, I'm like, how many potential songs from Sarkodie could be very big, but hasn't seen that kind of impact? Why? Does the artist himself worry about that? Is he okay? A song like Non-Living Thing, when he performed that song at the Global Citizen Festival, that was when I knew the song was huge.
Yeah.
The conversations that were online, I was like, Sark, why haven't you done more to plug the song?
And that song, if you look at it, Oxlade went hard.
Yes.
Than
And a lot
Sarkodie.
of factors happen to non-living things, and I dare say, including
Oxlade's
Oxlade's
sex tape.
alleged sex
Sex
tape.
tape. No, alleged,
He also-
it was him.
I never saw it.
I didn't
So-
see it.
I never saw it.
Please.
And
Please.
I just remember.
Liz G, you have disappointed me. You are with me, and
I told
come
you.
on, Liz G. Let's be serious about
I
this
told you how I
issue.
feel about these things and why I don't like to look at them. I feel like it's violating
listen.
the
Everything I
people.
know about sex tape, I learned from Jay Foley.
Teacher,
Are we live? Yeah, you're right. We are live.
all I'm saying is,
Why you raise your
all
hand?
I'm saying is, I just hope and pray that, because She Bad will gradually become that song, and I just hope and pray that
People are not talking about Cougar.
No.
Maybe you can tell us how Cougar is doing.
Yeah, can we find out?
Why do you like Cougar? Why do you like Cougar?
So, all right, let's wrap up quickly on Sarkodie. We have to do Wendy Shay as well. So, what is Cougar doing so far.
But hey, big shouts going out to Sina. So what she did on that record,
Yeah, that's what-
Sina,
I mean,
wherever you are.
For me, that's
Bro.
that's the best record on there.
Oh, really?
I think,
Over
look,
that
if
today?
you're going to be honest, that song should win record of the year. If you're going to be very honest,
It's
My big
Really?
Sina,
She's my big small sister.
Sina, you spoiled there. Hey,
Oh, really?
Crazy.
Well,
See,
looking
if
at
you're being
looking
honest,
at the story
that song should win record of
looking
the
at the
year.
story that he shared with regards to Cena, Cena did it,
Yeah.
and I was just imagining like how what mindset
Sack is hard.
she was in.
The
to have-
mindset she was in is what she has put on her socials.
The
You should see
video,
the
yeah.
video of her,
Yeah.
whining and grinding
Sina,
to
Sina, I'm so
Something
proud
the
of
else
her.
Over Me
altogether.
track,
I'm so
you
proud
know.
of her. Sina.
So
Sina's more than-
now let's look at content of Sarkodie's Jamz album. Does it follow any story? I mean, rhythm, beats. I think we can get that it's I'm a piano
Yeah.
jam,
Up-tempo vibe.
up-tempo
Yeah.
funk. Let's look at the content and does it follow any story, or we
Confam.
feel it's various stories of no relation to each other?
Okay, I think I understand what you're talking about.
I think
so in
central
terms of
parts-
that, in terms of our arrangement of the songs.
Well, it could be an arrangement
Well,
as
like,
well as
what is a theme for
Whether
it?
there's a
Like a
theme,
theme for it.
there's
I
a
think
theme to the rhythm.
Guys,
The
the
theme
theme
is
is on the
Jamz.
name of the album.
If you listen
What's
to
all day, oh?
Everything loud.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
you put your ears hard. The theme is the direction is on it, and the man confessed in the beginning that it's not. He doesn't even perceive it as an album in the traditional
Yeah.
sense.
Just
a
It's a
playlist.
playlist. So the song is vibes. The project is to give us a feel good, get him to flex his rap
Which is what
muscles
he
a bit,
does.
entertain us,
Yeah.
and then bring on some talents that we can all
He even
comment
talked about how it
Appreciate.
influenced the cover art, and I must say, when I heard him explain the cover art, I was very, very impressed, because rarely do Ghanaian artists understand why they've even done the cover art in the first place. Like you have an album coming out, and then you ask them, oh, what went into the design? What was the inspiration behind the cover art? Oh, we just spoke to our designer and he did something. But you yourself, you don't know.
Oh, let's give credit to Wendy. Wendy also was able
I
to.
didn't mention names, so
Oh,
you
I was not comparing.
I know,
I'm
I was
just
talking to-
saying,
no, I'm not even
say
talking-
some of the artists do not.
I'm
So
not
I'm
sp-
just saying
Miss
those
G,
who also
you
have
kneel
been able
down.
to.
I didn't mention. I was
Please.
speaking to artists, and they are not too clear on
Yeah,
why
they are
the cover
detached
art. They are
from
detached
that
from
other
it.
aspect. Yeah.
You know, Sarkodie said even the track list cover art. He tells us that when you are going to have a DJ set, the DJ writes the music, and so what we see is a paper that's folded. So he even calls the running order. Like the man knows what he has given us. That is the artist's expression of his art and his work.
But it's expected looking at how long he's been in existence, what he's
The
done,
experience.
the
Exactly.
experience he's
He
had.
knows.
So
He's learned, he's grown.
Yeah,
So-
because
I
I
mean,
also
back
didn't
to-
even know that the credits were supposed to be. I asked him, I said, well, how come you have the credits on the cover of the thing? And he said, oh, that's the ideal thing to do.
Yeah.
Which for me, a lot of people do not do. So I never thought it was ideal, because I only know that when you buy a CD, on the racket of the CD, that's when you see.
Well,
all
most of the artists
credits.
these days do
You
that
know,
actually digitally. They give thanks and
And the credits.
But
appreciate
we
the
can put a
credits.
number
For
of
me,
them out there that do
I
not
mean,
have the-
I'm coming back to the content in there, and I think that Sarkodie any day is,
Yeah.
is
Bro, Confam is
always,
crazy, yo.
Yeah.
he just knows how to get it right.
Confam is crazy.
and I listen to the lyrics. I listen to his rap style. How he's able to switch.
Bro, do you see what he
rhythms in his,
did on the
his play
She-Bad?
of words, knowledge, humor, sarcasm. I think these are things that any day that Sarkodie would always rise up to and live well. So shouts going out to him. I think he's put together a very solid album. Now let me ask you all to rate this album over 10. If you're going to be honest with yourself, and over 10, put it into consideration everything I've just said: lyrics, rhythm, time of release, and yes, Sway, please, I'll be asking you about time of release. I hate when you're buying tickets to fly to the country. If you buy on Monday, you get it cheaper. Monday around
Oh, really?
11 p.m. Around 11 p.m.
Monday
If you
and
buy on
Wednesday.
Friday, it's a problem.
Even when you
does
change your
that
browser,
in any
it's
way?
better.
Yes. Does that in any way on Sarkodie's time of release have an impact on the numbers we are looking at?
Yeah,
On the platform and on the app.
Yes, traditionally releases are now on Fridays.
On Fridays.
Major releases are on Fridays.
A reason?
Because the weekend. Weekends are the time that a lot of people stream music. So it dovetails into from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. At least on our platform, what we've realized is if a song is released, the maximum days that people consume, that particular music is in 3 days. the first 3 days of release. So it makes sense for an artist to drop on Friday into
that
Saturday.
people have time.
We have time to listen to. By Monday, Tuesday, then the interest is waning gradually. You
So
see
if
it.
you don't get the numbers within the first 3 days, then you should forget
Well,
it.
some for like there's a rush, you know, when it's released immediately. The first 3 days there's a rush, but after 3 days, you know, people might have listened. Then it's like people are going back to their favorite tracks.
What speaks to the reason why Mondays to Wednesdays or Thursdays wouldn't be an ideal time for consumption of music on your platform? For
You know,
people to
we've experimented with that. You know, we've advised certain artists to not release, because if you come to us and we look at your schedule, we can tell you that, look, on this day this person is dropping, this number of people are dropping. So if you drop, it will be lost. So shift it to, let's say, a Tuesday. And so for those who have done that, we've been impressed by the numbers. So Tuesday you have a full day, Wednesday full day, Thursday full day. And if we are also doing the playlisting and promotion, those days, because all the releases came on Fridays, which we've optimized already, those other days are more or less like empty. So we need things to fill in. So the visibility and the promotion and the interaction and the consumption.
It's quite interesting because on traditional media, and I do remember, you know, in my personal engagements with artists releasing music, we always sometimes advised you to release a song sometimes on a Monday. Avoid the weekends. Now, I'll tell you the reason why the weekends wasn't an ideal time to release music.
Okay.
So there are a lot of radio stations, if you don't have a video, a lot of radio stations had got or have different DJs that are engaged over the weekends. But you might have a DJ that plays on Monday to Friday.
Okay.
So when you release a song on a Monday, it is very likely that you would have that DJ
Play all through.
play your song all through for you, because that weekend DJ will just come on once at a certain time.
Yeah.
And weekend scaling of radio usually has got lesser human interaction. Yes, it's usually playlists that are left, you know, in the afternoon on the music station.
True.
They're going to play from 12 to 3. It's just music.
just lost in something in that.
I've been given filler.
So we're coming to the filler.
Jay,
So funny enough, on
when
traditional
you
media,
finish-
weekends wasn't an ideal time for us to release music. But I think now that we're looking for revenue, you want to.
just to add to what you're
Yes.
saying, and also to dovetail on what he said, right? It just hit me that was the same day Wizkid actually dropped his album.
On the
On the 11th.
Friday.
on the 11th. We are coming to the
Nas
clutter
also
of
Yeah. So what I wanted to find out from him was, is it possible that at the time, because Wizkid had also dropped, which also generated loads of conversations on there, because Wizkid was allowed to be himself creatively. He wasn't the Wizkid they knew. He tried and experimented new sounds, and you know, he didn't even feature a lot of people on that particular project. So the conversations about Wizkid and the album, especially from the Nigerians, was all over the place. So I can understand why Sark's impact has not pretty much penetrated the Nigerian market just yet. And like Cyril said, it's just 3 days.
That's a very good point.
It's just 3 days. Because
That's a very good point. Yeah.
Yeah, so they have to make sure their person is good and ready, and then after they'll come back to Sark and then listen to what's.
Well, whilst we're talking Sark, just real quickly on social media now, Sark is busy responding to all the people who are putting up videos of him nodding. I think it's become a
Bro,
trend
that's a
on
crazy
TikTok
trend.
now.
That's a
Yes,
crazy trend.
Come on, Lizard.
I can see that too.
and people are wearing, you know, similar outfit as he was, and I see one here from Kwame Dazi. Good morning to you. He put up a post on there, says people are not correct though. Sarkodie needs to organize neck massage for all those taking part in the challenge. Now, hey, this video here from Echia, I think so. I've seen her quite on a number of times.
The TikTok
on,
girl,
TikTok
that
girl.
country-
Yes,
that country
she's put up
sound.
one.
That
the
country
same
side
video
record.
in there. But please, what's the surprise that you guys have for us? You were about to
Charlie,
expose something.
you know, so after the match, we saw how our players performed, and we have statistics coming in, Sports Direct, and so Cougar has done 64,999 plays
In Ghana.
overall. And then I think the track that's been played the most of the
Countryside,
album.
definitely.
Countryside.
Definitely.
those were
Bro,
150.
countryside.
150
Blacko
plus,
Blacko
1,000
needs
plus.
to tell us. Blacko needs to tell us what he put inside countryside.
Inside the studio.
Bro, because you see,
You know,
listen,
what's funny
countryside.
is when I heard the song at first, 2 songs of the project, you know, they released Labadi.
Labadi,
first.
yes.
I didn't really enjoy Labadi.
Yeah,
It
myself.
didn't make sense. To me.
Myself.
That-
Labadi's not my favorite.
We've heard Sarkodie and
that
Confam,
vibe, yeah.
yes, a lot of times, and we know what they can do. And this one was below par for me.
Yeah.
Then I heard Countryside. I didn't also like it, but when the album came out and I listened to the whole project, now I think it's my favorite album.
Bro, see, that song, I don't know, but if you know you are looking forward to start your workout journey, I think Countryside is a perfect song to enter the gym with because
see.
you see all the heavyweights lightweight. Yeah, because if you're not careful, bro, the kind of vim
I
that
ignored
comes with
the
the
song
song.
twice. So. When I played it the first time, I listened. I was like,
Okay,
and I played it again.
We would definitely extend this conversation with Wendy Shay and Kwabena Kwabena, but I asked you all a question about your rating of the album over 10.
Okay. 0.
Do not be influenced by any other person.
It's Cougar.
I'd give it an 8, and the 2 that they didn't get for me would be I didn't see a rap feature.
Okay.
I didn't see a rap. The feature style was a bit monotonous. Singer. So it would have been nice if there was one hard. I mean, you can still jam to rappers, right? There's a lot of songs I can reference. So the one point for me is that I didn't see a real rap feature for somebody who's Sarkodie. But maybe that's because he totally. Yeah, so what are the rappers gonna talk about?
Yeah.
Then there's that for me, and then also
I'm told the rap penetration was very small.
and I would have. The producer talking in your ear is not taking his medicine. You'll be listening to him and spoil the show. and then the second one for me was with the beat styles. I felt like a lot of the beats were a bit similar in tempo and styling, and so it makes as much now. That's either a plus or a minus. If you wanted it for play value, continuous play value, then it's great. So that when you start from number 1, the similarity kind of takes your mind off the transitions and you go. But it being 10 songs, I would have liked a bit more variation on beat style. So rap, a little bit more rap for me. Maybe one rap feature, a Ladipo, something, you know. And then the beat, 8.
So 8 out of 10.
Yeah, and those are my the 2 that minus.
Okay. Sway.
I'll give it 8.5.
That's a real curator talking. Yes, 8.5.
Yeah, myself.
I was expecting more Ghanaian, a couple of Ghanaian features, you know, because it's Jamz, you know, we need to also spotlight some of our own artists.
Don't you think he did that on the EP that he released? Was it an EP? Before this Jamz, the last one that he released.
No Pressure?
No Pressure.
Yeah, No Pressure, yes.
Yeah.
I think he did a lot of Ghanaian features. There was Darko Vibes, there was, you named them. Quite a number of...
There was Kwesi
Kwesi
Arthur.
Arthur and all.
Benel.
Well, maybe.
Okay, anyway, I mean,
But I was expecting
8.5.
I was
More Ghanaian
expecting-
features,
yes,
okay.
more Ghanaian features. And secondly, I thought, like he said, I mean, we know Sarkodie as a rapper. You know, if one rap out a song, just like the way Drake did on his dance album, and it's towards the end he gave us a rap song. You know, for the rap fans, you know, something a twist of that nature, you know, would have been great.
Okay, all right. Miss G.
But also
wait.
I think this is
Miss
one
you
of
go last then.
Last, yes.
one of Sarkodie's best album for me in terms of the direction, in terms of what the idea he might have for when this song is or the album is well promoted. I think it will put him a notch higher than where it is, you know.
Yeah. I think for me, I was given 8.5.
Also.
Yeah, that's because I feel like a song like Labadi should be on there. I think Labadi should have been treated as single out of the album, and perhaps one other song that's on the B side of the playlist could have found its way into. This is just a personal opinion. I also give it maybe the storytelling bit. I feel like with the other songs, Sarkodie clearly wanted to just have fun. So apart from Confam, where he was really in his elements to tell us different stories. The other storytelling bits of the songs were not there for me. Although the sonics of the tracks were great. The singers did their bit. I think every feature on the song proved why they were supposed to be on there, and I want to congratulate them for that. They did a fantastic job. I would also want to give, I think Sack is some kind of an A&R in a way, because to have Inkboy, the last album, which was No Pressure, he had this young dude called Benel.
Yeah, Benel.
Solid guy, and that is what I always want to give serious respect to when it comes to Sack.
Okay.
Apart from EL, who I know always want to give the young rappers a chance, Sack is also equally doing that with his albums and his project. Even though it is daring, it's proven time and time again that he knows his stuff. So salute to him on that.
Miss G.
I don't have a figure.
Oh my days.
I mean, I don't have a figure, but I'm just excited about a lot of things, and some of them he's talked about.
Yes.
The fact that he's sampled a lot of talents and plays them also to shine, because it's a bigger brand than everybody he's featured there. Maybe Cranium, you want to look at Cranium in a different eye, but I think that all the other artists who have been featured, Sarkodie is bigger than them, and to ride on his fame, clout, and all of that, I think is a beautiful thing to be. Okay, maybe someone would say Black Hole because it's the hottest thing now. Yeah. But everybody, almost all the people on there are not people that people will go out of their way to go look for their music if they're not their core fans. But it means that now you've driven Stark natives to these people. You've driven some Ghanaians who also want to consume your music to these people. I'm not really about the sound and all of that. I'm just happy about the fact that like you said, it has replay value. It's a song that you can listen to. That means that it also has commercial value then. Because once we are listening, it means that people want it at shows. It means that it's going to make some money. And these young talents also, if they come along with, I don't know what the split sheet will look like.
Before we go into Wendy Shay, so many years ago, many years ago, I'm sure football was played with just the fun. But as the years move on, now the balls have got all sensors, the pitches have got the VAR. So there's now a science to football. And even with the players now, it's all about strategy.
Not just about the balls.
It's not just about the balls, my brother. It's not just about the balls anymore. It's strategy. And this is why I want to quickly ask Sway on this, that in the era that we are in now, music release should be strategic.
Very, very, very strategic.
So, do you derive strategy from this album? And I'm going to I have serious reaction on this. I want to hear what you say on this. Do you feel strategy on this release?
Sarkodie's release.
Yes.
Yes. One, the sonics, the amapiano feel.
One.
That is like the bubbling subgenre or the sound that is. And I also I don't know what his plans are though, but I believe if he has, like when he released No Pressure, for instance, we saw him running around some African countries, trying to promote it. So if he's going to do a promotion in other territories, I think he will do well. Nigeria, yes, he has a name over there, so it wouldn't be too much of a difficulty for him. But if he's going to South Africa, because that's where the sound is, to promote, he's already been there to do some podcasts and some media rounds. If he's going to leverage on the popularity over there, I think he will get some returns on there. One thing I always criticize Sarkodie, maybe is unfairly though, is how and generally Ghanaian artists, is how undaring they are in marketing themselves in other countries. Yes, you don't need to fill arenas, you don't need to fill stadiums, but at least if you're by the data that you have, you realize that, look, you are getting some listenership over there. I think it will be great for you to go and show them what you can do. Because if you put up a show and you are able to kill it, the news will spread. People will be curious to see you next time. And, the invitation, the promoters will come to you. Then you have some sort of bargaining chip to maximize whatever you've
Interesting.
put out. So I think Sarkodie can do that if really he wants to do that. you know, with who he is and how he's rolling. Because we've seen him running around the UK. He's been to.
I think now
videos
the
and-
ticket prices are just. Manager, I will not even advise him to just try and fly around Africa because you know it's more expensive flying within Africa than even outside the country.
yeah.
Outside the
But he
continent.
pays 6,000 euros a day for his crew. I mean, he's got money, man. He's got cash.
I'm just
Somebody
shocked
else
why
rich.
people are talking about this.
Somebody else rich.
This is the landlord. This is the landlord. He's got money.
Let's slide into Wendy Shay
Slide
and then
into-
continue
Hey,
to
Wendy
tomorrow
Shay's
with-
album.
Yes.
We are not sliding into Wendy Shay. We are sliding into
And
Wendy
Cyril,
Shay's
which post
album.
again did Wendy put up that was confirmed?
You say? It's say hot.
Was it on her page?
Yeah, it's also on her Twitter.
That one.
We've got 3 minutes
Habibi, rock my
to you, our
body.
viewers.
Yeah.
We're going to
Habibi.
extensively discuss Wendy Shay's tomorrow.
Okay.
But we're just going to slide into the conversation as a starter into the Enigma album.
Enigma.
For me,
It's an EP actually.
the EP. Okay, yes. For me, let's quickly check the numbers, and then that'll be a good starting point.
96.6K since release on Friday.
This
Which, well, I'm not too surprised because when these songs take a bit of time, you know, to catch up. The
Yeah.
singles usually do
Yeah,
well,
like
Okay.
heaven.
but this is a full-length project, EP, 7 tracks, so it will take a bit of time, and that has run through even the albums that had 2 previous albums, Shay in Star and Shay on You. You
Okay.
know, they usually grow gradually. So to catch up, now people are listening to it. And besides, the time that she released also, as we said, Sarkodie dropped, Whiskey, so she might be
it was
like,
a cluttered market.
Yeah.
it will take time for people to, you know, digest her project.
Let's pull out the track list real quickly and then wrap up in the next minute. Enigma album has got
Murder.
yes, Murder, Great Jam,
Mariama.
Habibi, Mariama, Ruthless, One Man, which
New Level.
yes. If you've soaked any favorites in there,
Habibi is my favorite.
Habibi.
man. Habibi is my
Habibi.
favorite. I love it.
Habibi, rock my body.
Oh, Charlie!
And she did a video. That's the one she did a video, no?
Charlie, serious!
Wendy, you did a video.
Wendy, too much!
Wendy, you did a video.
Charlie, serious. I mean, even Miss Ball had to, you know.
Boys will
endorse
always
it.
be boys.
Miss Ball
boy
had to
said,
endorse it.
More than,
I think she didn't
more than
understand
52
the boy
minutes.
saying-
You see,
the boy saying, oh.
there were some flowers near where she was dancing. People paid to be the flowers.
Charlie. When
the fly,
The flower was there like this. The flower was there like this.
I was going to be the floor she stood on. I think
Wendy.
naturally she's
Wendy is for there. Wendy is
yes,
for there.
I think she's
Oh, she's
aware
for
of
there.
her
But
physique.
I
and
don't know
she
why I
is
like.
like-
I seem to like the quote unquote the odd song on the albums.
Which
Like
one?
One Man is a real vibe for me.
Yeah, I
One
mean,
Man.
to be very honest,
Look, listeners,
when I
viewers,
listen to
check out One Man. Tomorrow, tell me what you think.
When I
Maybe
listen
I'm
to One
mad.
Man, yeah, it reminded me of the conversation we had with her here. Wendy is an amazing songstress.
Thank you.
Amazing,
Only
like-
lunch
I
on me.
think, look,
Okay.
when this problem is PR, you know how she was introduced to the market.
Hey,
Charlie, when did they sing?
have
That
that
mentality.
I've been telling
When did
everybody.
her?
But
Okay,
if you
yeah.
look at her songs, if you listen,
Yeah.
you could clearly see that. Look, she has something to offer.
It's a powerful.
Even on this EP, the sound, her sound has evolved.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
she released "Break Your Ways."
Yeah.
She released even Heaven. She released another song.
That's an EP on the.
Sarah, you know, funny thing, it's one of the shortest songs on
Survivor.
on the
Yeah.
EP.
They all
And the
have
replay value.
They all have this chilled, mellow, mood music sound.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can
yeah.
and across this Enigma EP, that's the sound that's running through.
Real quickly, let's wrap up with this last one, talking about some of the top maybe 5 albums that are on EPs that have been released by Ghanaians that are doing very well. So far, I think yes, Black Horse clearly.
If
Jamz.
Devlin I never was Sarkodie, Jamz. I think Komna's album
Yeah,
too
Komna
would
Komna's
soon.
Oh, which
Oh
one?
no, I
actualize.
think it's down the trends. I checked yesterday.
No, I'm saying like
the fact
over
that-
time. Yeah, over time
Okay.
it would.
Yeah, because yesterday I was worried. Even Wendy's EP is a bit up on their charts. Boomplay, I checked with Boomplay on their chart than Kwabena. Kwabena is down there, and it's sad because we're talking about promoting our own music, high life music, and again, the people who stream are not.
Yeah.
I don't think
market.
it's sad.
they would have to
That
find
is
a
not
way
the place you buy high life music. The
You should go
audience
to
is
the
different.
Daffodil.
But why wouldn't he saying that the young
look.
ones should also consume some high life rather?
No, you can't force that. The world is changing. You see,
go to Daffodil
the problem with nostalgia is that we tend to expect the future to care about the past. It's never going to happen. We love high life because we experienced it to an extent.
But is that
So
not
that
our
love is always
identity?
fresh in our mind. But it's like, look, my dad loves Jimmy Cliff, right? And no matter how much he talks about it, I
You
love
go
Jimmy
listen
Cliff,
now.
but I'm not go. I've never
of
even
your
Can you
way.
quickly check on Single from Kwame Eugene before we go? Is it on Boomplay?
Yo, definitely.
Yes,
Cyril, you know, I just realized that a Gen Z will listen to maybe a Komna or perhaps that Lumba when that Lumba is featured on the Sarkodie or a Black Sheriff track. Sorry. A Gen Z would most likely listen to that Lumba record or perhaps an Ofera Mosa record when it's featured on their favorite artist at the moment. They will not, like, that Lumba could release a track, all right, and our fathers and our mothers will jump to it, but the millennials and the Gen Zs will not really rush towards it as though they would for maybe a Black Sheriff feature. If Black Sheriff comes to announce that he's featuring that Lumba,
That's it.
the excitement will tell you that it's not because that the Lumba is doing a song with Black Sheriff, it's Black Sheriff doing a song with that Lumba, and that excitement will bring numbers to the game.
I think we should have a very good conversation on the strategy and the science and art of releasing music and of first of creating albums and EPs. And I think, like I said, we've gone beyond the era of just putting any number of songs on there and just dropping it. There should be a strategy because it will definitely
Even
feed
the
in because
arrangement of
the
the songs.
people, the audience and the consumption, have changed. Do you have the numbers there by chance before we go? I have just about 15 seconds left.
Single is now at.
Yes, while we check that out. Okay, so anyway, our time's up.
592.
At what?
592.
Half a million.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's my rockstar, baby.
Rockstar. All right. on that
Rockstar,
note,
baby.
Thank you very much, Sway. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. But we're continuing the conversation tomorrow as well to exhaust Kwabena and Wendy Shay's album as well. We've done that for SAC already. My name is Jay Foley. I think Roundtable House, please.
See real.
Sway.
Miss G.
Only
Yes.
Salvador.
All right, MCM Africa is up next right here on 3 Music TV. And Lockdown follows on Plus 89.9 FM. My name is Jay, and we are out.